welcome to Texas All-Star Wrestling. Steve Stack here at ringside with the American Force, the new Texas Tag Team Champions. They told you they were going to do it, and they did. We'll tell you more about that later on as we talk to them. I want to tell you that the $5,000 cash is here at ringside, and that means that the Russian goes into the ring against Nick Kiniski. If Kiniski can beat the Russian in 5 minutes, he gets the $5,000. The Japanese Force is here, plus you'll see other exciting matches. The American Ninja with Gary Hart and more, so don't go away. The hour of excitement about to begin. Well, Paul and Sean, congratulations. You won the Texas Tag Team titles from the Hood.
Thank you, Steve, very much. We did. And thanks to all the people, we are still here in the state of Texas, and we're going to stay. We want to make one thing perfectly clear to everybody out there, and it is not over between us and the Hood. We are not going to stop our quest against the Hood until we have taken those masks off and exposed them to everybody in Texas and run them out of the state of Texas by the end of the year.
Well, that's pretty harsh, but you promised us the belt. You got him, Paul?
You know, we make all the promises, and we're going to keep them. I'd just like to address the issue of the Japanese Force, Steve. You know, the name Force, we feel we have been here for a while. We worked hard to establish ourselves as the Force. We feel we're the only Force. Now, Madrill comes in and gives them that name. Well, let me tell you something. Madrill and Gary Hart, if it's all right with you, we want to prove to these people that we can wrestle with anybody in the world. So if you agree, put your all-Asian tag team champions right here in the ring next week on television with us, the American Force. This is a personal challenge to you, Japanese Force. We're ready for you. We'll prove to the people that we can wrestle with anyone in the world.
That's a great challenge. I hope the Japanese Force accepts it for next week.
Steve, that's right. Japanese Force, everybody come on. Hood, it's not over. By the end of the year, the hoods are coming off, the masks are coming off. You've seen all the rest. The American Force is still the best.
We'll be back with more right after this. Texas All-Star Wrestling returns to Fort Hood, Texas on Wednesday, December the 4th, 7:30 at the Abrams Center. Two of the big main events have been signed. It's going to have the Japanese Force against the Texas Tag Team Champions, the American Force. Big Bubba teams up with Chavo Guerrero to take on El Madrill and the Russian Kurchenko. Other great matches, we'll tell you more about those next week. Tickets on sale there at Fort Hood. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary Hart has the Japanese Force with him. And Mr. Hart, you're going on to the largest manned military installation in the United States, Fort Hood, Texas, with this all-Asian tag team champions.
Well, that's good, because the American Force is going to need all the support they can muster. Number one, these two young men toured all through Asia. And when the tour was over, they came to this country with the all-Asian tag team titles. And let me tell you something. Asia's a hell of a lot bigger than Texas. So remember that. Come and get us. We're ready.
Gary Hart with the Asian Tag Team Champions, the Japanese Force. They'll be at Fort Hood to go up against the American Force. And now, let's pick up another man who is invading the military installation. This is El Madrill with the Russian Kurchenko.
Fort Hood, huh, baby? Well, I want to salute you, Fort Hood, and I want all you military men to be there and watch Chavo Guerrero and that big fat Bubba go down, because look what I got in my corner, Bubba. What do you think, brother?
You know, I think that the American people would love to see an American hurt Kurchenko. But this will never happen, because to defeat Kurchenko is to defeat the Soviet Union. And this will never happen, comrades.
That's right. You understand that, people? So Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba, you get ready, baby, because you guys are going to go down for the 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be a promise. You guys are going down.
It's big. It's brutal.
You're going to squeeze his head and don't pop like a cripple.
It's beautiful. It's America at its gut-busting best.
Those stupid Russians don't know how to do anything right.
Grunt, the wrestling movie, rated R.
Now showing at a theater or drive-in near you. Check your newspaper for listings.
Now, we can't mail you your free Contour chair catalog and bonus certificate if you...
Well, the hitman, David Patterson, will be going to the ring in just a moment. We'll be talking to him. And, David, we want to take you back to last night and show all the fans at home exactly what happened at the Hemisphere Arena as Fantasy returned. Let's go to the Hemisphere Arena now. Well, we pick up the action with the Hitman pounding on the head of the Golden Boy, and he slides underneath that bottom rope because he was just about ready to be counted out, so he had to do that. Now watch on your right as coming down the aisle, and you'll see appearing in your picture a lady in a long dress with a black wig with a silver streak in it, and there she is, and she hits the Hitman with a purse, and I don't know what she had in it because the minute she hit him, he went down. Now she is taken away from ringside by the security. She gets loose here in just a moment, and she goes back to the Golden Boy. The Golden Boy doesn't know who it is yet. He reaches up, and oh, the wig comes off, and as we zero in, who else but Miss Fantasy has reappeared, and she saved the Golden Boy defeat right there as the Hitman was really pounding on him, and it was all the Hitman's match until Miss Fantasy laid the purse on the back of the head of the Hitman, and he went down. You see Miss Fantasy leading the Golden Boy away, but the Hitman, he wasn't through. He wanted some more of the Golden Boy, and the referee, Fred Sinclair, intercepts him, and the Hitman will have to wait for another time. David, it looks like you had the Golden Boy just where you wanted him when the Fantasy returned to the Hemisphere Arena.
That's right. You know, I came to Texas for a purpose. That purpose is to take Lisa, Fantasy, whatever you want to call her, back where she belongs. Well, you can't keep somebody where they don't want to be. So I decided to do something else, and that's eliminate the problem. Mike Golden. And I will eliminate him. As far as Fantasy goes, I was brought up never lay a hand on a woman. That still stands 100%. But, you see, I got a sister, the Midnight Cowgirl.
A girl wrestler up in the Northwest?
Yes, she is. And she's going to be here in Texas for too long. And she will be watching Fantasy, Lisa, whatever y'all want to call her, and she will take care of her.
Thank you very much, Hitman. Your opponent is in the ring, so we'll be seeing you going into the ring for that action.
Good.
Thank you. The Hitman, David Patterson, there he has a surprise for Fantasy. And wherever you are, Fantasy, you better be looking out. Let's go pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman.
One fall, 10-minute time limit from Albany, Georgia. Weighing 229 3/4 pounds, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, Dale Deasy. His opponent from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, weighing 251 pounds, David Hitman Patterson.
In just a moment as the bell sounds, here with me is the Honorable Armand Hussein.
Yes, Steve, Jack Stack, I want you to know something. This is Texas All-Star Wrestling, and a lot of things are going to happen here, and a lot of things have happened here. The incomparable Gary Hart has come into the area, one of the finest managers in the world today, my ex-partner, and all kinds of things are here. All kinds of big stars are here. Al Madrill is here, and incidentally, did you hear about Al Madrill?
Did I hear about Al Madrill?
Yes, did you hear about it? He gave that Chavo Guerrero the worst beating he ever got in his life.
Well, I want to tell you, Armand Hussein, and I want to tell all the fans watching this Texas All-Star Wrestling President Fred Barron has some surprises for rule breakers that we'll be explaining later on the Texas All-Star Wrestling Close-Up, and I know you'll want to watch.
Yes, I'm going to watch it. But I just want the truth explained and no lies.
The Hitman kicked off as Del Beasy, the Georgia strongman, was down. Well, the Hitman tells us that he's got an older sister.
We have Matt and we have Scott. What's going on tonight, gentlemen?
Party in the house.
I have some Saranac root beer, baby.
That's not a real thing, is it?
Apparently. Ramen Reigns, huh?
Ramen Reigns. I just had some ramen noodle. Now, I guess the first question of today's episode is like, what's everyone's favorite flavor of ramen? I know Luke likes the pork. I'm a shrimp or beef man myself.
Shrimp.
So what do you gentlemen like? What ramen flavor do you guys like? Chicken?
I'm a chicken ramen guy.
Okay, that's fair.
But I will say it's very versatile. So yeah.
Now I sometimes make my own flavors of ramen. Like for instance, this evening, this is Alex G's ramen recipe. Okay.
Oh boy!
So what I do is I boil up the ramen, right, and I pour out 99% of the water. Pour that out. We don't need that shit. I take my packets of beef, right? It's 2, by the way, 2 packets of ramen. Open up those suckers up, throw that in there. On top of that, I throw a little salt, a little pepper, a little crushed red pepper as well. Get a little kick on it.
Hold on.
Yep.
So you add the seasoning after you take the water out.
That is correct. You gotta mix that son of a bitch up. You got the crushed red pepper in there. You got the oregano in there. It's good stuff all around. Quality. I used to make different flavors back when I had no money, and I would eat ramen like 5 days a week. So you do get bored of those flavors every once in a while. So you start kind of experimenting and yes, I don't know why they make an Oriental flavor. I don't know what the hell that is. That's weird.
That's called the cringe flavor. Yes, it's the time travel flavor. Like what?
Have you guys ever had like legitimate ramen, like from a ramen place? I don't like the ones around here because they put eggs in it. It's weird.
Oh, the eggs are the best part.
Nah, it's not for me. It's not for me, dog. It's not for me.
It's a no for me, dog.
You have to take the eggs from both of you.
Oh my god!
I only have eggs when I have my bacon, egg, and cheese because I'm from New York, and that's a real thing up here.
The world wants to know. I'm a shrimp guy.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I like shrimp myself. Now, do you get like the legit ramen, or do you get the cup of noodle?
Oh, I definitely go with the legit ramen.
Yeah, you gotta go with the legit. No, I buy ramen for the break room at my job just in case someone forgets their lunch or they don't have any lunch money. I got a cup of noodle up there so they can put that in the microwave just to make sure everyone is taken care of. So, all right, fantastic. I hope everyone digs that. First and foremost, let's get that out of the way.
Oh, welcome to Daniel, the man behind Pizza Roll Smith, one of my new favorites.
Yes. So pizza rolls are just Italian gushers.
That's true.
Is a hot pocket an empanada?
I believe so. At work we have these things called Spizzico pizza bites, and they are literally just the bagel bites. It's just a bagel with pizza toppings. We call it Spizzico, and Trader Joe's goes, yeah, buy that shit.
So my mom used to make she used to take bagels and make it like she used to do cheeseburgers but with bagels. It was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right.
So have you ever seen Two Girls in a Pizza Roll?
I saw Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh yeah. we just talked about that the other day at work. Of course, at work. But I was saying, without mentioning what it was, I just said, it's one of the younger people. What's that? I said, it's a horrifying video. But it wasn't so much about the video as it was watching your friends' reactions to the video. And we had a Halloween party that year, and we put it in my friend's room and had it on loop. So they'd bring somebody in, sit them down, and then just watch them. Be like, oh. Good times.
In addition, I hope everyone can hear us okay. Hopefully we don't have
Oh, yeah. Everyone, I assume they can hear us.
Yes.
We're talking about Oriental
ramen.
Brings up to the point, though, what are other items in the stores that are going to be phased out? Like, remember how Mrs. Butterworth Aunt Jemima got retroed out?
Yes, and I think Uncle Ben perhaps as well.
Yeah.
But Senor Taco is apparently okay.
What is Senor Taco?
So, this episode of ECW is from the second week of November 1995.
Okay, and Senor Taco was there.
Senor Taco was there.
Don't mind me. I'm just putting ice packing on my back.
You need it. You need it.
I do. I've been. Oh, is that Raven? There he is.
This is coming off the heels of November to Remember 1995, which is in fact my favorite ECW. It's not necessarily pay-per-view because they didn't have them, but their pay-per-view type show was my favorite. This is around the time that Steve Austin debuts too, so he's coming up. But I don't know if he's on this episode or the next one, but Austin's coming.
Nice.
1995 ECW is my favorite year of ECW, so just to throw that out there.
Is that the year with the Sandman Raven, or is that Tommy Dreamer still?
It's Tommy Dreamer. Sandman Raven's born in the '96.
Okay. So. I love ECW. Big fan. So.
Only went to one show.
Never caught one. I was going to go to one, and I didn't get tickets, and my friend went, and it was the Mass Transit show.
Oh, okay.
So it was like one of the most.
Was that in Revere?
It was in Revere, Wonderland Ballroom. And my friend was there, and he said New Jack screamed, "He gonna die! He gonna die! And I don't care." And that's what New Jack would do.
Bubba Ray Dudley spit in my friend's face.
That's
how that went. And Tajiri was asking everyone for change, so he called Japan. So, like, I don't know which one you need to call Japan, but it's probably a lot of quarters. He should have got that 1-800-COLLECT. And that was a thing.
Oh my god! I remember that commercial where the guy was like, "We had a baby, it's a boy."
Yeah, it's a boy.
Yeah. Doing the old phony gag where you pretend to be. Oh.
I mean, I've actually done that. Like, Mom, I'm at the mall, pick me up. So that's a real thing. It's back when
I was having a beeper. That was sad.
I had a beeper.
Yeah. Speaking of beepers, we should probably ask if Johnny B had a beeper. Or his cell phone.
My man had a Zach Morris cell phone, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, we were talking to somebody the other day about like movies where people like get through success, and then someone brought up about an Ida Way movie.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna do like an Ida Way like behind the scenes, how it would be like, a teacher with a vision, and you had to have like the rhythmics, the 80s tone setting.
So I guess my first question for Johnny B. Jr. Who would play Johnny B. in the Johnny B. movie?
Are we casting it as anybody?
Yeah. Tom Selleck as Johnny B.
Tom Selleck now or Tom Selleck?
No, Magnum P.I. Tom Selleck.
Okay, well, you mean like, are you casting it as in like we're gonna use an AI engine and just cast this with whoever we want?
Yeah.
Essentially. Johnny B. Who would play Johnny B? Scott and I are in court. I see. Well, I was thinking,
tell me the truth.
I was thinking more lines of like either like I want to say Bob Newhart or like Richard Dreyfuss.
Bob Newhart's a good one. I would probably go with Bob Newhart.
Because I'm thinking like he's a teacher, so you need to have him be like whatever, but also has to be like like passionate and driven.
What was the guy that was in? He was in that TV show Head of the Class.
Martin
Howard Hessman.
Howard Hessman, thanks.
Howard Hessman, yeah.
See that? You have to have like it could be a sitcom. You have all those kids in the house, so you could be like
it's like just the 10 of us.
Yeah, it could be called 6 Holes in a Row. the worst possible names. Man. I ask the players that are watching to like and subscribe.
Of course.
And don't forget to chime in. So give us your IWA sitcom or movie. That's if you ever listen to the Rewatchables podcast, they do a good segment called like could this movie be redone as a TV series? And
Heather Locklear as Mrs. B.
Oh, Heather Locklear. Well, who's gonna play? Well, before Kim, it was Laura Lee. So you have to play like there was someone before Laura Lee too. Oh God, like it was like Miss Bubbles or some shit like that. I forget. That's a good question for Johnny B right there. Like, let's say we assume that Kim is real. Okay. Is Kim part of the family? Is Kim some person they like took off the street and were like, you're gonna work here and you're gonna punch numbers and listen to maniacs complain to you in emails about holes not dropping?
No.
Lock her up, Dad. You know, and then like years later, your father said he'd let me go one day. Bob Uecker as Johnny B. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Who is more modern day?
Nell Carter as Kim.
Nell Carter, nice. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, you get all the kids to cast, so you'd have to like. I don't know any kids these. Like,
John
these days.
Leguizamo as Alex G.
Well, you have to think about the mailman character. Yeah, the poor mailman who just hates you out of when he shows up and he's like, "Oh, hey, Greg. Yeah, thanks, Johnny.
Sitting there with a stack, he probably uses
here for the mail." And he's just like, "Oh,"
in a back brace.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, here's all the plaques to strip out." God damn it! But or could you spin it as like genre? So it could be like a supernatural. I've unlocked this numeric code to get into hell. Use 25 and 90. We'll get back to this, but yeah, if you have any casting decisions for the IWA movie, I would love to hear that.
Ted Knight as Johnny B.
I'm trying to think of someone modern who could play him.
Ed O'Neill.
Oh, who could? Paul Giamatti.
Yes.
You want to play him as like a diabolical, he has that undertone of like he's passionate, but he's also crazy.
Jeff Goldblum. Scott Baio.
Bill Cosby.
Scott Baio.
You gotta feel it. You get the crazy mailmen who hate the place because they're either carrying out mail or picking up a ton of mail. You get all the kids in the house, stopping by the office.
Ricky Schroeder.
Get in here.
Then you have the scene where he goes off the rails because like all those rock movies where he gets hooked on booze and like heroin and starts like touring with the band and hooks up with Pamela Anderson.
Ricky Schroeder as Johnny B. Jr.
Let's find the most like in need of work celebrity. He said Scott Baio,
Ricky Schroeder.
Jesus, Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo is a good one. Who was Willis from Different Strokes?
Todd Bridges?
Todd Bridges.
He's dead.
No, he's not.
Isn't he?
No, Gary Coleman's dead. Webster's still alive, though.
He's not. He's dead? Oh,
Webster as Johnny B. Jr.
Speaking of Johnny B. Jr., I have an email here with Q&A from the man himself.
It says, Matt, you're fired from your job that you don't have.
That's right. Remember, I don't work for that IWA, so don't send me complaints.
Special guest star Willie Ames as Dave Shinkus.
We have to have Ian McKellen as Frank Snow. You shall not pass.
Paul Rubens as Kevin Elrod.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So you want me to do the trivia here?
Yeah. Shoot.
All right. I'm looking at myself in the thing, seeing my hair is getting longer. I had a woman go through my line the other day, and we were talking about the pandemic and how like I used to cut my hair myself because of the pandemic. And
You had a
she's like,
Flowbee?
no, I used like a clipper and scissors and got good at it, or goodish. And then she goes this like little subtle diss. She's like, "Do you still cut it yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes." She's like, "I'm a stylist. Here's my card." This subtle like, "You should come see me." Oh. And then I found her. She told me her Instagram account, and it's like, holy crap, va va voom.
There's a young man at my job that pays $70 for a haircut.
Well, I shouldn't say this out loud, but a woman I worked with left the company, started her own haircut company, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I book an appointment. I'm her first client. I sit down. She cuts my hair, and she's like 63 something. And I was like,
bitch.
I was like, oh, enjoy this one. You ain't getting another. That was not cool.
Get over to the lemon tree and you'll be all right.
The what tree? The rubbing tree?
The lemon tree.
Oh, what the hell's a lemon tree?
You don't have lemon trees by you?
No.
Like this. So the lemon tree is like a franchise salon barbershop thing.
Oh, it's like a Supercuts or something like that.
Like a Supercuts, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. This is episode 169, right?
Yeah.
That's
John.
You would know. Our number one fan, and hater.
Best looking too, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's right. From Johnny B, Darren would like to know, who was the first manager to become league commissioner in the IWA? Matt Gass, Rich Farrell, or Alex Dallas? Johnny B. Jr., my father, the original Johnny B, founded the IWA while I was still in school, so I was less involved during its early years. Therefore, I'm going to defer to the talented Mr. Riley. I certainly remember both managers he mentioned being major influence in the game in its infancy, but have no recollection of our first commissioner's identity. It would be very cool indeed if that player happened to listen to this very Tubecast episode one day and send us an email to tell us of the show's hosts. Yeah, I mean, I guessed Rich Farrell and Alex Dallas. The guy, I don't know who the actual person was who ran Raven Black the Indian, but I think he did the report in the ASL back in like 86, 87. I know that's like 35, 40 years ago, pretty much so. Lost to time. But still, Alex added, for those who haven't gone back and listened to earlier episodes, JB should regale us with the tales of the origins of the league commissioner as a concept. Johnny B. Jr. Unlike the Pop Secret Popcorn Alex mentioned in the previous live stream, the trivia answer he is remembering me sharing with viewers never happened. I don't know how the position came into being. My feeling is that if occurred organically with someone like Alex Dallas hoping to take the game to the next level and offering his assistance. Perhaps he simply submitted a column. My father recognized the value in such a thing and went along with it. OG JB was very creative, so it's entirely possible he added the role as a way to get managers more involved with the game and their fellow players. Quick pause. One of the things from the old IWA that I really enjoyed, and this was something I would guess Johnny B was the man behind, was they would do TV cards, which had like 4 matches, and it would be like, you know, like Luther Alexander versus Senior Lucha, and like whatever. But he would do little bit, like they'd be like just a little extra sentence or two. So not just a decision, but a little bit of like, you know, like Senior Lucha won by DQ when Luther was caught, you know, using brass knuckles on a fan, you know, something like that, right? But those little TV cards were just a small snippet that kind of gave that nudge that direction. Sorry, I just want to add that. Recall that barely anyone had computers when the IWA was launched, let alone internet connections, and the whole point of the game was to bring wrestling fans together for a good time. The more ways we gave those fans to participate in the action, the greater the odds that they would find. Sorry, computer's being naughty. They would find one they liked and stick around, thus increasing thus increasing the fun level for everyone. And on that note, I'd like to take a moment to remind viewers that league commissioners are players just like you, except that they put in a mountain of extra time and effort to make the league more exciting. They don't get paid for the job, and the few perks they do receive are quite meager compared to the amount of work required from them, so please do your best to support them. If they're planning a pay-per-view, start a feud with another wrestler and let them know you'd like to participate. Maybe even send in the write-up of your match, and if you don't want to do that, and their write-up doesn't portray your wrestler exactly as you would like it, try to hold your tongue, since they're not mind readers. That's true. That hasn't been a big problem in a long time.
No.
we try to be pretty good about that. And one of our, I think all of us have our pet peeves when it comes to creative writing, is whenever somebody writes somebody else's wrestler and just writes them completely against character. Right. It's like, come on, man. Like, either like, you know, the cowardly babyface, or, oh, that was a stunt double you attacked. My all-time pet peeve, like, oh, that was a good sneak attack, but it was on a stunt double. Because we have stunt doubles hanging around.
It does. You have people under masks, and this happens all the time.
Yeah. If you decide to join one of their contests, don't transfer out of the league or go inactive unexpectedly. At least let them know you won't be available, so they'll have the opportunity to plan for your wrestler's departure. Throw them an occasional compliment so they know their efforts are being appreciated. Again, they're giving of their own free time to make your free time more enjoyable. Try keeping that in mind, and you're legally better for everyone. And just to follow up on that, you know, I always say, you know, if you want to get involved, there's different levels. Like, I should little teaser. I'm going to make an announcement about some of the things going on in, you know, the departmental workings of the creative team. But we're happy to have more help. And it might sound like, well, you know, I would love, for example, for someone just to do like an overall chart where it had like, I'm a baseball stats nerd, so if we could see like everyone's stats, you know, like competitively. I used to do that in the BRL. I tracked everyone's single stats, and it was crazy, but it was fun. But if someone wanted to do a little bit like that for something, let me know. If you want to do something like, you want to do a creative picture panel, let me know. We're happy to have any kind of ripple in the game. It could be something like, in the NWL, I started doing a thing called Where Are They Now? If someone wanted to step in and do those, that's fine. I don't mind. You know, it's just a fun gag to like bring back old NWL wrestlers, basically from the guys in the crew, and others that, you know, what we're doing now. So if you want to get involved, we're happy to have help. But just know that, like, I don't want to have anyone say, oh, I'd love to help with this, and then 3 months later be like, I don't want to do it. And that's why I was like, you know, if you want to do a spot thing here and there, totally cool. Yeah, so that's that one.
I have appreciation for people recapping trash talk, much like the Blaze and the CWL.
Jeremy's work, seriously, man, insane. And like what Derek does in IWL, that stuff is so good. And I used to do stuff like that, and I'm like, I miss doing that. But it's also, if someone's out there saying, hey, I'd like to do that for the BRL, you know, have at it. Right now, I kind of use the BRL Commissioner Report page as kind of like to help promote what's going on, because I got a lot of moving parts in the BRL, and I know it's kind of a lot to take on. But we try to make it understandable. I know one of the things that always frustrated Alex and frustrates me is when someone says like, oh, hey, well, how does this work? And we have a whole page where like all these nice little words that explain exactly how it works. So I would say, before you ask a question, just make sure we have the information out there. If we don't, and trust me, it happens, we forget to put it out sometimes, let us know. All right, so next question. I asked, did Johnny B have laser tag? Like Aaron and Alex, my family had a knockoff version that didn't work very well. So I naturally longed for the real thing. If anyone were to create a futuristic IWA league, I just might insist that they name the main duo titles the laser tag belts. Uh-oh, there it is. There it is. I know where Alex is coming back and doing. Scott, did you have laser tag at all?
Sure. I didn't care. Nobody wanted to play with the guy in a wheelchair.
Man, I think it'd be like Rolling Thunder. You have like a little tank. Shoot.
No, too easy to hit me.
That's why you put like armor on, block it. Did you ever like anyone, like Alex? Did you ever do the laser tag in like the, you know, like gaming event places?
No, we just throw rocks at people.
No, I went to this acting competition, and it was in college, and the guy I was partnered with, he was up for this contest, so he had to go and do a solo scene, then a pair scene, then like a different thing, right? So what we didn't know was six students from our school were nominated. We didn't know that only 3 from any school could advance. So all 6, we were the last to go out of the 6, and they didn't do like a thing where they advanced like after each round. They advanced on the spot. So when we went up, we didn't know we had no chance of getting through, and our professors thought we had the strongest chance of anyone in the group. So we were like, this will be awesome, we're going to be great. And then we got told, you guys are going home because, you know, you guys are already out of luck.
Because fuck you guys.
And, yeah. And we went into Buffalo that night. It was in Buffalo, New York. and we play laser tag and just destroy these children. It was just, so much frustration. Like just pinning a kid down. Good times, laser tag. Kids these days don't know how good they have it now.
I really liked. I really wanted a Teddy Ruxpin. Unfortunately,
Teddy Ruxpin.
I really wanted a Teddy Ruxpin.
Was Teddy Ruxpin the one with a cassette, or did it have like a button you pushed? It did. Okay.
I had the tape, so I didn't get a Teddy Ruxpin. I got a Freddie Ruxpin, but he came with no tape.
Freddie Ruxpin.
Freddie Ruxpin.
They go, "Hey kid, how's it going? You got any smokes?"
Motherfucker had no tape, no books, nothing. He's just fucking looking at me.
I have a family member through my brother-in-law. His parents were notorious for buying my nephews toys at Christmas and their birthdays that came from yard sales.
Yeah.
They were missing parts, missing all kinds of like games without parts, or just what the hell is this shit? Or like remember those like the science kits, like at home science kit? Yeah, those missing all the stuff or like burn marks on. Like what the hell happened?
So for 3 years in a row at my church in the basement, we would have a grab bag for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I go in and stick my hand in the grab bag. You pull out the present, you unwrap it. Yay, fun for all. Year one, I had gotten Parcheesi. And I was like, man, fuck Parcheesi. Parcheesi sucks. So I gave it back to my mom. Like, I don't fucking want this shit. So my mom being my mom, the following year, put it back into the grab bag deal, the donation thing. So we go in. I go into the grab bag again. I pull it out, open that motherfucker up. Motherfucking Parcheesi. Again. The same one. Man, fuck Parcheesi, Mom. Take this bullshit. Year number 3.
No.
I go in there, pull out again Parcheesi for a third time.
Ugh.
After that, I stopped going to church.
That was enough to break anyone's spirit. If it makes you feel better, when I was a little kid, I was like 5 or 6, there was a community function my parents took me to, and it was like, I always think like when I was a kid, like my parents, I think we had less money than I ever thought. Like I had banana cereal, whatever, but you know, a good life, fine. But like we went to this thing for like charity, right? So I'm the last kid in line. I kept letting everyone go ahead of me, and the kid in front of me goes ahead of me, and he's this big kid, and Santa's giving the gifts out. So he gives the kid this gift. The kid walks away. Santa turns back to his chair to sit down and continue the show, not realizing I'm waiting there. So I'm kind of standing there for a second. Then he realizes I'm there, and then also realizes he has no more gifts to give. So he goes, wait, like 1 second, turns to the tree, takes a candy cane off the tree, and gives me a candy cane.
What a
and that's
piece
when
of
I
shit.
hated Santa.
I thought he just gave you the finger. That was it.
You're doing that. Give me a stunner. Oh my god. Still one of my favorite moments ever in wrestling is when Mick Foley got hit by a car as Santa. Anyways, all right, let me get back to our questions here. And welcome Mike Swanson. Mike Swanson, you still doing those I don't know if it's LARP or cosplay pirate things? I remember seeing that one time and be like, a friend of mine does that now. All right, so another
Renaissance
thing.
Fair?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you. We have a thing over here called King Richard's Fair, where you can go and buy like $40 for a turkey leg, you know, that kind of stuff. And everyone dresses up, and the girls are all, you know, booberific.
Yeah.
Yes. Johnny B. Jr. Alex was pondering what type of action figures I had growing up. He probably had the early Star Wars action figures, definitely Megos, for sure. Megos?
Migos. Migos got those. Migos. He had Amigo was like the 12-inch doll, like G.I. Joe size, like the original ones, but they had like everybody. They had Planet of the Apes. They had the $6 Million Man was a big one.
Okay. Alex also speculated that I had been too old for toys when the Master of the Universe and G.I. Joe figures came into the scene. He was correct in all accounts. As a fairly young child, I got to experience the thrill of owning several of the original Star Wars figures after seeing the movie in the theater, but not the thrill of removing them from their packaging, since as I was eating my birthday cake, one of my many, many brothers and his best friends spirited them away to a secluded area of the house, forever ruined them with their likely unwashed hands. Boo.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, sometime later, that same brother left the Obi-Wan Kenobi hidden figure under a lampshade, and by the time his act of treachery was discovered, Ben's face had melted so grotesque. grotesquely that he would have been able to spend all out of place at the most isolated cantina. That despicable brother grew up to do at least one good thing in his life. He is responsible for the creation of Alex's favorite carpenter, Wildfire Johnny Rage.
There it is. There it is.
Boy. Do you? I'm trying to think back. Like, do you remember your earliest like big toy as a gift?
I got like, it felt like 20 of them, but it was probably like 6, like Masters of the Universe. Like this is like 84.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like 84.
I got a Castle Grayskull one year, like the Castle playset.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any figures. So my parents were notorious. Like they had the right idea, but they would get like instead of getting Transformers, like we got you a bunch of GoBots. Like my friends all had Transformers, and I had GoBots. You know, but I had GoBots for Castle Grayskull. I did have a giant. I looked this up. It's like a World War II German Nazi stronghold playset, and I don't know why I got that. I looked it up. It's on on eBay, and it's like some kind of mountain like playset. But yeah, how about you, Scott? Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
Big Will.
Big Wheel.
Ah, yes. That's a good one.
Oh, Big Wheels.
Either Big Will or it was, at that time, it was any video game system I could get my hands on.
All right. So here, a player asked why we decided to use the top 5 and top 10 as the ranked wrestlers who could challenge for the league and TV champions, respectively. Why don't we have the top 20 qualify for the TV title, especially in larger leagues? Okay. Johnny B. Jr. In 1985, when the Attaboy was born, leagues had no TV title, and there were only 6 regional belts. My father wanted to strike a balance between making it too easy for league champions to retain titles and taking away too much prestige from wearing the belts. He chose to allow the top 5 wrestlers in the rankings to compete for the league strap, so the reigning champion would have to work to keep the title, but not too hard. That's what she said. Boo. Yeah. And the most illustrious wrestlers who didn't hold a regional belt would still have a chance to win gold. Transfers weren't nearly as common back then, and matches were $1 each with no volume discounts. Furthermore, hold values were published a cycle behind, and the values themselves were less predictable, so strategy totals were frequently all over the map. I remember that. The result is that the top-ranked wrestlers in the league were, by and large, those who were most consistently successful, so it all made sense to have them qualify for a league shot. Much has changed since then, but some of my father's original logic still applies. Expanding the honor to the top 20 based on the league size has never occurred to us, but now that the idea has been put forth, I wonder if it would detract from the title's prestige and also prove too confusing. It doesn't take long for a manager to understand that the top 10 wrestlers in the rankings can challenge for TV champions for the title, but the number, if that number were to fluctuate based on league size, I doubt the humble separator line would now include in the bulletins would be sufficient to make it clear who qualifies and who does not. Players who miss out because of that would not be happy, and I wouldn't blame them. I'd blame them. I blame them a lot. I asked, what was your go-to ice cream truck treat? All right, Alex, what did you guess?
For him?
Yeah.
Snow cone. Candy cigarettes.
I was a cannonball man myself. All right. Johnny B. Jr. Raising 10 children on a teacher's salary meant my parents weren't able to lavish culinary delights upon us year-round. I remember one particular hot summer when my mother brought home a 12-pack of ice-cold, refreshing popsicles and stated, "Everybody gets one." That was a long summer. Make it last. I'll have half now and half later. But I like variety, and choosing a favorite anything is often difficult for me. So many people have concocted so many delicious frozen treats over the course of human history that it seems absolutely criminal not to sample as many as possible. After all, how would you enjoy watching a wrestling match in which the competitors perform the same exact move through the entire fight? Obviously, that won't apply to a match involving our fan favorite, Mr. Armbar. So there you go. I would say the Freezy. Remember the Freezy Pops, the plastic like.
Sure.
The plastic like antifreeze in a tube. I have a long tradition at my job of every year.
They cut the shit out of your fucking mouth.
They sure do. But what I would do is I'd bring a big bag of them to work and throw them in the freezer and just have summer popsicles.
So this is how you know I was feeling myself, and I'm like, I'm a baller now.
Oh, okay.
So I rented the ice cream truck for my daughter's birthday.
Really?
Yeah, came right to the house. Double fisting cones, like you read about. So I had the double fisted cone. I have 4 cones in my hand, motherfucker.
No, hold on though. Did that work? Like we had like taco trucks come to our store one time, and like sandwich trucks.
No.
Was that like a flat fee, or did you have to pay like?
No, we paid a flat fee. It was like like $250. All the ice cream you can eat.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So like
that's a cool like.
These girls are getting fucking banana boats and shit. Like,
well, that's the thing. When you go for an ice cream truck, you know, like if I had a chance to order a bunch of different things, I'd probably try different things. Usually, I'm just like I go with a favorite because I don't want to like risk getting something that's terrible and be like, oh, it's melted.
Just double cones, double hands, 4 cones at the same time. Swirl with chocolate sprinkles.
Nice. Well, I will say,
life.
In other Johnny B related news, there was a question that came up about the DQ and countout rule. And I know we talked about this recently, but the question was, does the countout or disqualification rule kick in at the end of the match when there's a point differential, or is it at any point during the match that if it hits, like if you're 26 points behind, it just disqualifies you, the match is over? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, oh, we did the whole match and you won by 26 points, and that was a disqualification number. Or is it like at any point during the match if you go ahead by 26 points?
I'm going to go ahead and say it's at the end.
Yeah, that's my guess. But as always, if anyone has questions for Johnny B and WA,
still not going to answer the Boxers Brief question. Been asking for 3 years.
I'm telling you, Commando.
Thong. Banana hammock.
That's right. Well, as always, we enjoy sending questions to Johnny B.
What year did Speedos go out of style?
Speedo? What do you mean out of style? Come on now.
Like, I remember clearly as a kid, like 85, 86, most people were rocking Speedos. Not a lot of trunks out there. Not a lot of trunks out there. By the time
seems like there's still Speedos in like Greece and France and like those older guys.
I know there's some European in like pools and shit that won't let you go in with trunks at all. Like in France and stuff. I know that's a real thing. But out here, I mean, for a while, like you were speeding with it up for a while. Most lifeguards had the Speedos going. Like that was a thing.
Yeah.
And one day it was like, nah, we're not doing this shit no more.
I think it's kind of why we don't see Oriental ramen anymore.
It's still there. I saw it. It's in the blue package. What are you talking about?
I know. I was at Walmart and I was like looking down. I'm like, what?
No, you can have Oriental.
What flavor is that? What flavor is Oriental?
I think it's, and I could be wrong, but it's gonna have some sort of soy sauce type deal there.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
But you can have an Oriental rug and you can have Oriental ramen, but a person cannot be Oriental.
That is correct.
That's how that works.
Yes. All right. So, do you want to call it soy sauce
They
now?
call it, okay, see?
And Dan Hammond stepping in. There he is.
There it is.
I don't hate Dan like I hate Tom right now, so happy to see him here. All right. So, what league do you want to cover first?
Let's do Black Widow League.
God damn it!
Stuck right off the rip. Right off the rip.
Yeah, Alex, do you remember the ice cream with the gumball down at the bottom?
Cannonball.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Beautiful.
Big fan of that. Big fan of the Ninja Turtle. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I don't know if it's the same one, but the Cannonball I remember was like orange sherbet, and then it was a blue or red or green gumball at the bottom for some reason.
And I have to go back and make sure I refer to the WWF bar, ice cream bar, which is fantastic.
Well, that's a good point though. When you have like that many siblings and money's tight, you don't really have the advance like, oh, like I had a friend whose parents got divorced, and like this is back when divorce wasn't as big a deal back in the 80s, like or no, it's prominent I should say. And his dad gave him and his brother everything. He had Nintendo, he had Coleco, like just crazy. He had everything. He had all the, remember the old WWF Coliseum videos?
Yeah.
He had like 20 of them.
Those are like $69 a pop, buddy.
Dude, his dad and his older brother got smut, so I saw all the classic movies when I was like 10.
So that he had a car phone. His dad had a car phone.
He may have, So, but all right. So Black Widow.
Oriental flavor on ramen noodles.
Yeah.
The powdered ginger with a hint of soy sauce.
There it is.
There it is. Thank you, Scott.
There it is.
Scott, you want to do the BWO?
I don't. Because I do not have it up.
All right, that's fine. Black Widow League.
I have mine 3/4 up at all times.
Number 36. May 2024. See here. Black Widow champion retaining was Queen of the Ring Arya Gunpowder. Patrick had a very strong cycle this cycle. I'll just say that and save my hate for my trash talk. BWL Television Champion Jersey Jen Grapevine. The Battle Royal winner Wildfire Betty Red. Japan Idol Champion Rachel Van Dorn. Josie Champion The Wicked Spider Erica Phobia. The Zenjo Champion Wildfire Betty Red. Luchadores Champion Francine Buttafugli. I get what they're trying to say there, but it's a bit of a stretch to that name. Just saying.
Yeah.
Cholitas Champion Bob Dwyer. Bellatrix Champion Huntress. Huntress, by the way, is the most jinxed wrestler in the BWL. She's lost every pay-per-view match she's been in. It's weird. Like, she's one of the top wrestlers in the league, but snake-bitten. The Themyscira champion, the belt I want to beg Patrick to change the name on. Spitfire Jeannie Briggs. Hollywood champion Rudy Groove. Sin City champion Bandita. And the Willowick champion Brenda Bring the Pain. So, what's going on?
What's going down?
That too. We're on cycle number 36, and the pay-per-view is in the works, and that's coming down. It's called Where the Boys Aren't 3. The results are in cycle 38, so we're 2 cycles away from the results, and the write-up in 39. And we got some big matchups going in there. Now, I will say that the kind of news of the league, when I handed the commissionership off to Patrick, I gave him, hey, you got the keys, do what you want. You want to paint the house, you want to change whatever, go right ahead. So one of the things I said could be done if they wanted to do was to add tag team and 6-man belts, and I've promoted that in my trash talk, just to show the support for it. But yeah, just right now it's not happening, but it's out there. So the report, of course, as always, has a lot of good coverage. This one features a little wrestler spotlight on the champion, Arya Gunpowder, and you can kind of follow her career from the NWL to the, I think she was in the IWL briefly, and then BWL. But you can see that. You can see score updates, histories, and then, of course, there's trash talk. We have currently in the BWL, let me get this figured out, we're looking at roughly about, I guess, 22 wrestlers. So not bad. We could do a little more help out, but doing well overall. So thanks to everybody who plays in BWL. Lots of good trash talk in here. So check it out, as they say.
Oh, okay.
So that means that Alex will.
I dig it. More ramen for me.
Yes. Here it is.
All right, so I'll do the CWL.
All right.
Me. Continental Wrestling League number 321. League champion, Late Night, Logan Kane. TV champion, Alex Von Snap. United States champion, Dakawashe Boombaye. Yukon champion, Nutty Bunny number 1. Caribbean champion, The Genuine Artificial. Amazon Basin champion, Nutty Bunny number 2. British Isles champion, This Is How We Do It. Arabian champion, Victor Von Snap Jr.
Yep.
South African champion, Battle Axe. Siberian champion, The Major, Benny Factor. East Asian champion, High Speed Chase Driver. Oceanic champion, Short Tuck, Colonel Angus. League Tag Team Champions winning 5 free matches. The Major, Benefactor, and the Genuine Artificial.
Yep.
TV Tag Team Champions. Red Scorpion's friend Doug and Roman Reigns. All right.
There's no Ramen Rain.
There's no Ramen Reigns yet. That's probably coming. There's a Roman. I don't know. What's the proper Reignva? Rainva? Roman Rainva. Okay, fair. League 6-man champions, the Major Benefactor, Nature Boy Phil Landers, and the Genuine Artificial. TV 6-man champions, Nutty Bunny number 1, 2, and 3, and your Battle Warrior winner, winning 25 free CWL matches, Axel Van Snap. So what's going down in the CWL? Well, I know they're coming off a pay-per-view. This was the Allegiance pay-per-view. So
Yes, I can read the results if you want.
Yeah, read the results. Yeah, shoot it.
Let me see here. As Jeremy sent them out earlier. So, Logan Kane and Horace Cope defeated the Chameleon and Red Scorpion. Late Night Logan Kane defeated Mike Drake and Thrash to earn a shot at the Internet Championship.
Oh.
Nature Boy Phil Landers defeated Future Man to earn a world title shot. The Nutty Bunnies defeated the Von Schnapps by 1 point to win the CWL 6-man championship, the World Championship. The Millennial Reign defeated Johnny the Wrench Morello and Vincent Torrio to retain the tag titles. By 1 point, Barry USA Stevens defeated the American Patriot to become the new Internet Champion. He will defend against Logan Kane. Next pay-per-view. And Professor M. Algernon defeated Fabulous Harry Hurt 498 to 494 to become the new CWL World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, there we go.
So lots of good results there. And don't forget the whole, are you Team Lane? Are you Team, what's her name, Soli? You got to pick your side, so that's coming up. So people are doing that in their trash talk.
So who's on whose side so far? Do we know?
It's early,
Okay.
but so far, the Chameleon is on Team Soli, and
Makes sense.
Yeah, and Team Lane is. I just had this here. Where was it?
Late Night Logan Kane and Mike freaking Mason.
Oh,
thanks.
Okay.
So you have all that.
So more to
there
come,
goes.
I'm assuming. Now,
Yes.
Are we going to do Tower of Doom, or are we doing Tower to Doom?
I think it's going to be like a Survivor Series type thing. I'm not quite sure
'Cause
yet.
I pitched Tower of Doom.
Oh, Tower.
Because
Nice.
I enjoyed Tower of Doom, but I pitched that. But it's probably a no. But that's all right.
There it is. All right, so that's
Fantastic. Next up, you want to do NWL?
the Scotland NWL.
Sure.
Yay!
Talk amongst yourselves.
Pawns off.
So, any interesting TT this cycle? Let's see here. Scrolling through.
NWL had a lot of good TT this cycle.
Yeah.
The kids are bringing the heat, I tell you.
Nice TT from Mike Mason. That's good to see.
What, CWL wise?
Yeah, it's what I have up still. Oh, Zeb Martin's going to be on Team Soli, it says here. That's good.
Nice.
It's for Zeb Nolan. Reith Rutledge is going to be on Team Lane. What else you got? Roman Reigns wants to join forces with the Red Scorpion and Doug and Craig. And he's also on Team Soli as well.
I just noticed Roman Reigns looks like a old classic Greek scholar.
I think that's the gimmick, because it's the way he's talking.
That makes sense.
Okay, so here we go. The new Wave League, number 218. We have league champion Double D Christoph.
Oh.
TV champion Slapshot Chris Samaki. Central Plains champion Dr. Stephen C. Farr. East Coast champion Scapegoat. Great Lakes champion, Hypnotic.
You ever drank
Mid-Atlantic
Hypnotic?
champion.
It's pretty good.
Mid-Atlantic champion, Brooklyn, Gregory Sanderson. Northeast champion, Blitzkrieg. Pacific Northwest champion, Hillbilly Voodoo, Doc Holland. Rocky Mountains champion, Derek Cash Styles.
Oh.
Southeastern champion, A.J. Hammer. Southwest champion, Killer Creed. West Coast champion, Maurice the Moose Fafon. League Tag Team champions, Scapegoat and Hypnotic. That TV Tag Team champions, Slapshot Chris Samaki and Dr. Steven C. Farr. The League Six-Man champions, Scapegoat, Hypnotic, and Blitzkrieg. The six-man TV TV six-man champs, Slapshot Chris Samaki, Brooklyn Gregory Sanderson, and Dr. Steven C. Farr. And your Battle Royal winner, Brooklyn Gregory Sanderson. I dig that.
Sure do. What's going down on the NWL? Matt, when's the draft?
August. Yeah, so that's still. I just put the first kind of like big announcement on it, and I'm just starting to get names for it. But
Are you going to do a full draft preview this year?
I'd like to. I kind of said like, I really need people to get me, some information because the preview is really based off of what I get from the players. If you give me like, stats, bios, whatever, I can work with it. If you have a new wrestler, that's fine too. If you have avatars, whatever. But the more information I have to work with, the better. Let's see here. So, in the soon to be here, before you know it, August bulletin or cycle number 222 will be the next collision course, and the Young Lions Championship will be Starlight defending against Swamp Sock Jr. Swamp Sock Jr. makes me laugh. And the winner of the Willowick Classic. And then, of course, we're going to have a Lioness Proving Ground match with Julie Hoggett against Aliyah Zoe.
What'd you call me?
That's that, too. The Young Lions Tag Championship, Prophets of Pain will face Cut a Promo to claim spot. So there is essentially a way for players, if they want to try to get that shot, promo it up and say, hey, we want that shot. The X1 X1 Championship in a First Blood match, it's Dr. Steven C. Farr defending against the four challengers, the Reprobate Lenny Tague, the Nick Gemini, not any Nick Gemini, but the Nick Gemini, Rex Rodine Jr., and Moose Fafon in a First Blood match. So whoever bleeds first, I guess, draws blood first, wins.
Deserves
Makes sense, right? Young Lions Championship, number one container, Fatal 4-Way. Double D Christoph, Scapegoat, Mike Rampage Sanders, and Chris Healsborough. So, there you go. And the Young Lion Championship is currently held by, people have asked about this, Rachel Yamazaki. So if Rachel has a challenger, she will defend it from the BWL. So, there it is. There's a lot going on, lots to read. You, of course, can read the controversial history of Hugh Jass getting fired.
He deserves that.
He was tired of being the butt of everyone's joke. So
you can always bring back good old Pierre Roulet.
Yes. So. I will say the New Wave League All Rookie Cup 2024 brackets have been announced.
Oh.
So in matchup 1 is Dr. Steven C. Farr versus Greg E. Money. Starlight versus Swamp Sock Jr., AJ Hammer versus Hypnotic, Double D Christoph versus Nick Gemini, Rex Rodine Jr. versus Mike Rampage Sanders, John Holland versus Pizza Roll Smith, Chris Healsborough versus Taz Carter, Mad Dog Ben against Maurice the Moose Fafon. And of course, can be changed based on activity, but that's a really good trophy to win. Congrats to those who compete. There's a lot of good wrestlers in the NWL right now, so good luck, you bums.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
There you go.
What about that dinner with Pizza Roll Smith, though? I want that.
There you go. You can have a WWF ice cream bar.
That's dessert.
So what's next up? This is the WTL, Western Trails League. I'll do it. Number 93, Western Frontier Champion, Mr. Penny Nickel.
Ooh.
Lone Star Champion, Senior Lucha. Central Plains Champion, Trash Band. Balls Buckshots, Mexico Champion, Halloween Jack. Dodge City Champion, The Gambler Jackpots. Tombstone Champion, The Matrix. Prairie View Champions, Outlaw, Ace and Eights. Widowmaker Champion, Nat, J Love.
Yep.
Badlands Champion, Geronimo. Cripple Creek Champion, The Dumpster, Mo Heathcliff. Southwest Champion, Shotgun, James Carnage. Chisholm Trail Champion, The Spittoon, Lou Gee. Western Frontier Tag Team Champions, The Outlaw, Ron Logan, Change Chuck. Lone Star Tag Team Champions.
Oh, beautiful.
Lone Star Tag Team Champions, Texas Jesse Tombstone and Shotgun James Carnage. Western Frontier 6-man champions, The Outlaw, Ron Logan, Chainsaw Chuck, and Super Dragon. Lone Star 6-man champions, Jesse Tombstone, Blackjack Robinson, Shotgun James Carnage, The Regulators, and the Bunkhouse Brawl winner, Senior Lucha. Now, Matt.
Yeah.
What does Senior Lucha wear in a Bunkhouse Brawl?
Speedos.
Did he come out like all like Chavo Guerrero with like the sombrero with the bandoleros around him and Speedos?
He does anyways. He wears that anyways. But I would say he would probably show up in like, some slacks. And
have we had a good like Bunkhouse Brawl on a major wrestling television in a while where people come in their jeans and their cowboy boots and their large belt buckles and such?
Not in a while.
This should make a comeback.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on in the WTL. We have, of course, the recent results of the first pay-per-view, Revolution at Red Rocks, where Wyatt Saturday won the Western Trails title match over Cowboy Schlitz and Atomic Shogun. The Texas Tornado Tag Team title went to Lou Gee and Jack Potts, who defeated E.C. Rott and Savannah Dexter. Mr. Penny Nickel, in his long-running feud with Cowboy Jim Spur, got a win over Spur. Super Dragon defeated Shackles Malone, and Sean Cordova defeated Lance Pants. And, of course, you have Trash Talk, so, as always, lots going on there. But I don't want to give too much away. Just, feel free to read it.
And guys, do spend some time if you're just interested in just being entertained. To go read the other leagues. I used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, not to make fun of it, but I did probably do
that for a while too. Yeah,
we did that for a while.
Yeah.
Gave our opinion, but yeah, read other people's track. That's how you get ideas, And a lot of people will often be like, "Hey, listen, I got nothing going on right now. I don't have any ideas." And what I always say, if you run out of ideas, watch more wrestling.
That's right.
Just go watch something. Go watch some Memphis on YouTube or something. I guarantee you'll find an idea out of that for sure.
There it is. Yeah.
What's left? BRL, right?
Did we do IWL yet?
No.
Hey, Alex G, what do you think of Bill Dundee?
The superstar?
Yes.
People try to tell me he was good looking back in the day. He clearly was not. However, there's a loser leave town match from '83, Lawler versus Dundee. It may be probably top 5 matches all time, period.
I think it was very underrated.
You like them
especially with WCW when he was also
Sir William?
Sir William, yes.
He was booking, too. So people forget about that, too.
Sure.
He was booking that stuff like in 93. So just keep that in mind.
And there was nothing better. One of the best things that I think I ever saw was when Dundee and Landell took over and made it their own TV show.
The Bill and Buddy show?
Yeah, and they brought out their own desk and made Lance leave, and definitely, I think it was better. I think he was way before his time. More.
Oh, for sure. Like if he was like, he would be the top guy in the business right now. My man drives around with a car with his face on it.
Does he really?
He does. Look it up.
Oh no!
Fantastic. Just all around, great performer. And I think people also forget that during that run of Mid-South, where they get all that praise, like he was booking Mid-South.
Yeah.
For Watts, like during like Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, the whole stuff with DiBiase and Murdoch and the Brainbuster angle, all that shit. Like that's all Dundee. So
and that whole, how many times did DiBiase get pile driven or brain busted on the concrete floor? And
every time he had to go to Japan.
But I mean, let's see, it happened with the Freebirds in Georgia. It happened in Mid-South.
Mid-South with the Murdoch thing, that was the big angle. Then they did it once. I did it a couple times because he left a bunch of times, and that's the reason like Mid-South had issues because the guys kept on going back and forth to Japan. So like anytime they get an angle started, they would have to go back. So it was an issue. But
and then in the hospital, there was a room specifically for DiBiase.
I think people like who just watched him as the $1 Million Man like have no idea. Like at his peak, probably like the third best wrestler in the world for a time. Like he was on the short list for NWA World Champion. Like just off the charts. And you know, he eventually did take that deal with Vince because he didn't want to go to Crockett. That was the whole thing. He didn't want to work for Crockett. And that's why he went to Vince when Mid-South sold. So when the UWF was sold to Crockett, he's like, I ain't going. I think it was him and Gang went at the same time.
Why did you not want to work with him?
He had problems with Crockett.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure Dusty had something to do with that too. He was like, I was like, I'm not gonna go over. Like, I don't want to lose to Dusty every night either. And they were pretty set at the heel. Like, I would have loved DiBiase coming and join the Horsemen. That would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
But it's just, I thought they were going to recreate the Horsemen in WWF with IRS, DiBiase, Sid, and Flair, but they didn't do it. I was kind of hoping.
Yeah.
But like they had the famous Duggan and DiBiase. It was the coal miner glove tuxedo match. I think it was a chain match too. So they had the coal miner's glove and their tuxedos having this ridiculous match, but it was all taken serious. So IWL, that's the next one, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You want to do that one? Or you want me to do it?
Yeah, good.
Okay. I lost it.
Nice.
Independent Wrestling League number 191. League champion Magnifico Astro. Television champion Joe Boring. New York City champion Firebird John Satterfield. Los Angeles champion Ultimo Astro. Boston champion Johnny WrestleFest. Detroit champion Americano Hank Henkel. Cleveland champion Blackjack Robertson. Dallas champion Chase Grace. Memphis champion On Point Edward Parthenon. Miami champion Justin Grace. San Francisco champion Christopher Destruction. Chicago champion Alex Von Snap. League tag team champions winning 5 free matches. Christopher Destruction and Kenneth Oblivion. TV tag champion Inspector Henry Table and Constable George Campbell. League 6-man champions Andrew Ace Armas, Alex Ariba Armas, like Tito Santana, and Boink the Child Entertainer.
Yes. Yes. Boink.
TV 6-man champion Ezio Esposito, Masahiro Ito, and Roslav Voronov. Too many Russians. Battle Royal winner Firebird John Satterfield, who wins 41 free IWL matches. What's going down? The IWL.
Well, when you put it that way, let's see. I know my slump in there continues, but that's okay.
They're on their way to Soul Survivor.
Yes, we're getting ready for Soul Survivor June cycle, so that's next cycle. So lots going on there. Of course, as always, the Great Trash Talk recap. The previous cycles, so you can get up to it. As I always say, like, you jump in, you can see last cycle, you can see now. So enjoy. Let me see here. I'm scrolling down. I would say, the big thing I noticed, we lost the Nightmare Court, so they're gone.
Oh.
Which is too bad.
8?
They're out. Yeah, Jesus.
Exactly.
Yes, Tom Hanks came in and ushered them away. So that's what's going on as well. So there you go.
I dig it. Are we going to get a Soul Survivor write-up? Because that's a beast to do.
Oh, I don't know. That's a toughie for sure.
Don't envy that. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
So what do we got next?
BRL is the last one left.
BRL. You want to do the BRL? Go for it.
Sure. By the way, Sarnak 1888 root beer is okay.
Is it like from 1888? Like,
I think that's the recipe, but you know what? It's okay. A&W's better.
I don't like root beer. Tastes like in between my toes.
Soul Survivor Nightmares, yes. All right, so BRL number
619.
619, the 619, the Rey Mysterio edition. How did I not make that a thing? Oh well. The league champion, Hot Stuff, Adam Cash, with $25 in Idle credit, and the Battle Royal winner also winning $25 in Idle credit, Dixon Ticonderoga. Hold on.
Yes.
The tag champs, Brendan and Rory McFlaherty. The Bog Trotters retain the TV tag, Jebediah and Obadiah. The six-man champions retained winning 5 free matches, and that is the Polar Circle, who I hate right now because the new trifecta, the new stable in the BRL, I was all excited. I did the math. And kind of side note, so when the results come out, I usually don't do much numbers-wise, like crunching, but I was excited today. I was looking forward to today's results. So I get home from running errands, and I pop open, I think it was a KHL was the first one. So I'm looking at the back page, starting doing the number work. And then I look at the trio for the trifecta, and it's Dixon, Stevie Vertigo, and Adam Cash. And I see, first of all, the first thing I look for is I went heavy on 45 this week, this cycle. So I see 45 is one of the drops. I'm like, all right, Yahtzee. And I start doing the math, and I'm like 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 29, 29, 29, 29. I'm like, oh my God, the front end. And so I have a 521 PPF. This means our team is going to win the 6-man championship from that WA. Only we're not because of you, Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Jerk. So
Tom.
You just wait till you see how Dixon handles this in the trash talk next cycle.
Oh, Dixon's already pissed.
Yeah. So the real low blow here was stealing the 6-man championship from us. But anyways, the TV 6-man champions were the McFlahertys and Awilda Kleinsteiner. Yes, that's a name. So that was your multi-champions. Then TV champion, Steel Cut Oats, coming back in the saddle. Central Plains champion, Dixon Ticonderoga. East Coast champion, Double R, Rob Ratliff. Great Lakes champion, Monster Truck Tanaka. Mid-Atlantic champion, Brendan McFlaherty. Northeast champion, Hillbilly Kevin. Pacific Northwest champion, Squeakums the Clown. Nothing, Squeakums the Child Entertainer. Rocky Mountains champion, Crusher Nutilla. I've decided his name is that. Southwest champion, Awilda Kleinsteiner. Southwest champion, Fenris. And West Coast champion, Alec von Schnapp. So that's the BRL champions. Now, I'll wait for Alex to say it.
No.
All right, that's fair. All right, so going on the next, the commissioner report, we have a lineup now for a Magibash 23. This is at cycle 621. So next cycle's results will determine the write-up for the write-up there. So make sure you really put in your best strategy next cycle. And also, if you're in the BRL, take a look at the pay-per-view matchups and lineups. I added some things here and there, tweaked some stuff. As always, the card is subject to change because, people leave or get snitty, whatever. It's fine. So yeah, there's that going on. And there's a lot more. And I've got a new lineup now. I made the report easier to read, less crammed together. But you can see the simple logos. And the big addition is, so Magibash 23 is 621. In 622, we're going to do a lineup where it's called Night of the Blood Wars, which sounds a lot horrible than it is. But the Autumn Anarchy pay-per-view has the Last Blood Battle Royal. And it's basically like a first blood match, but everyone who bleeds gets eliminated. So it's, either throw them out or make them bleed. To be in that match, you're going to have to win a qualifying match at a Magibash 24. And I'm doing this for two reasons. One is to kind of get those qualifiers out there. And two, so next year, in theory, if I'm not insane in an asylum somewhere, and I'm doing a Magibash 25, it'll match up to the years. Just a little thing we do there. So, yeah, we've had a lot of Magibashes over the years. Let's see here. Otherwise, that's kind of the BRL right now. I'm not going to go too much into it, but there's a lot going on. I haven't even looked at the trash talk yet. So, if I scroll through, I won't be able to tell you what's going on. But, yeah, the next cycle is very big. So all the results for that pay-per-view will be based on next cycle's results. Alex.
I dig it, man. I dig it. So what's going down? IWAR wide.
Well, speaking of events, Magic Clash 15 got kind of postponed. I know who's challenging for the title, but we didn't have the other title matches ready yet because the results weren't in the various events. So we're kind of like in holding. So what we're going to do is this cycle coming up will determine who wins the Murano. So the Murano pay-per-view, let me get to the results pages here so I can do this without trying to remember. Well, first I'll do it this way. The Lethal Lottery trifecta, this came down to two teams, and it was Uncle Randy, Mike Rampage Sanders, and Super Dragon, who had a total of 1481, and they were taking on Suyu Pai, Double D Christoph, and Flashy Jack Ferdinand. And they had a 1490, so they are going to win the third Lethal Lottery trifecta, right? So they'll be challenging the Von Schnapps this coming cycle. So that's one of the title matches right there. And that match, unlike regular trios matches, is based on the same scoring as this event was. So that's kind of the advantage of winning. If you win it, you got to get the edge of, like, flows won't matter as much. It's all about your individual strats piled up on top of each other. So it's a good way to, like, get some random champions in there. And the first year we did this, I think it was that U.S. Mail, Neo Dragon, and somebody else team that won.
That's right.
I forget now, but that's what's going on there. So that's going to happen next cycle. And then we have the Murano Memorial, and this came down to our semifinals where the Slices, Jimbo and Kimbo, out of the BWL, taking on the Americanos. I'm sorry, they were taking on Millennial Reign. So Millennial Reign hit another 516 to make it to the finals. And then Samoan Death Grip, one of the most devastating teams in recent memory, were facing the Americanos, who pulled an upset, who also got a 5-16. So the finals of the Murano will be the Millennial Reign against the Americanos, Buddy Donner and Hank Henkel, against Artie Fishel and Benny Factor. Now, that finals next cycle, what I'll also do is whoever the winning score is, their score will be against the tag champs, which is Samoan Death Grip. So, we'll get that match out of the way. So I'm kind of building the card by a little delayed, but we'll get back on track with the next one. So the next up is the Johnny B Cup. And in Block A, the finalists of Block A, Greggy Money defeated War Pig 496 to 495. Greggy Money, NWL wrestler, War Pig, very, very good wrestler, one of the top wrestlers in the IWA. So big win there. Dark Danger had a 497, defeating the Death Valley Drifter to be winning the B bracket. The C bracket went to Monster Truck Tanaka, who took down Drake Fontaz in the CWL. And another big NWL win, the Reprobate, Lanny Teague, defeated Professor Algernon. So that was a tiebreaker win. So last cycle, Algernon had a 491, Teague had a 495. So Teague gets the advance on the tiebreaker rule. Another NWL rookie, outstanding, wins Block E. That's AJ Hammer, who defeated Corporal Punishment by 2 points, 497, 495. Block F, Punk Rock Mike defeated Mike Drake, 497 to 488. Big win for Punk Rock Mike. And Block G went to Oliver Livingston, who defeated the Young Dragon DB Lloyd, 496, 494. So what'll happen now is the final 3 matches are Greggy Money versus Dark Danger, Monster Truck Tanaka versus the Reprobate Lenny Teague, and AJ Hammer, Punk Rock Mike, and Oliver Livingston in a triple threat match. And the winners of those 3 matches will then face off in the June 25th. So June 4th cycle is coming up next. June 25th will be the finals of Johnny B Cup, and whoever wins that will be the overall winner. And again, remember the Johnny B Cup trophy. There's a Revolution title shot. You lose 100 losses. You get $59 in out-of-weight credit, $1 million to your wrestler, and an IWAR magazine cover. So, and lunch with Pizza Roll Smith.
There it is.
There it is.
That's what I'm going for.
That's right. The best of the best, number 16, One Crazy Summer, which is a very, very cheesy, fun 80s movie. If you want a good, funny laugh, if you don't remember that movie, it was a fun one. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Almost as good as Summer School.
Yeah.
Almost.
I don't know. Summer School grew on me. That was the whole Mark Harmon thing was like, all right. So this results were Big Guns Greg Ganar fighting Tsuyoshi Mizuku advances. Blackjack Robertson got by Cowboy Schultz. So Mizuku versus Robertson in round 2. The Red Scorpion tanked and lost to Mike Mason, who crushed him and advances, and he will face the Chameleon, who had a 493 because Principe Oscuro de Sangre apparently decided to leave for the ASL. So if you remember what Johnny B said earlier on about, if you're going to leave a league, that's totally cool. Give your commissioner a heads up. It really makes a big difference when we're booking events. We don't want to leave people in the lurch, but there are other wrestlers that would have happily been in that spot if they could have. So that is that. Now I am thinking what's coming up next. The IWAR draft. So that's going to be in August. We don't know exactly when in August, probably towards the later part, because the early part of August I'll be in Indianapolis for Gen Con, but we'll figure that out. But I'm trying to gather stuff, so that's the next page. And that, Summer Series 7, we have some names already in there. I'm going to get some more, but the announcement to make is that we have a new IWAR event coordinator, which is a nice way to say I'm going to have somebody new to blame.
Who would that be?
Well, that would be... Hold on.
Alex G.
checked notes.
Okay, Simpson.
Do we have,
Scotty Franklin.
do we have the same notes?
That's right.
Yeah,
So
that's a picture of me.
So if you remember how I used to hassle everybody to like join events, now Scott will be doing that.
I'm gonna be doing it. Even if you didn't like me before, you sure as hell won't like me now.
That's right. So really, it's gonna be great to have Scott helping out with that and doing that stuff. And we're still gonna have all kinds of events going on, but now Scott will be taking that on to kind of help run that, make that go smooth. And again, like I say, hassle the hell out of people and be like, listen, yeah.
And I dig that.
And if you ever have questions about, you can always write to any of us. Really, we're happy to help answer. But there's a lot of events going on in Iowa. I know it's kind of our big thing as we run events. So
Scott, you gonna make sure everyone joins the Rumble in the Bronx?
No,
Absolutely.
That's a good point. So I keep forgetting. We have 3 people now who have entered the Rumble in the Bronx. Originally, I'd put the Rumble in the Bronx as a placeholder for the 2024 season, and I forgot to take it out. And Swampsock Jr., I think Johnny Vegas, I think Mike Rampage Sanders, like somebody else in NWL also entered. And so what I'm going to do is try to figure out some way of having that event happen. The other event...
It's going to happen.
All right, good. The other event we have to talk about real quick is the Lethal Lottery Tag Team Tournament. So the coming summer events, we got Summer Series 7. We have the Elite Trios Tournament, which is booked already. It's just like the top teams, but I got to make sure we have to replace one of the trios that left because they left the league, so they're gone. There's also the Lethal Lottery Tag Team Tournament, and what we're going to do is ask again and get people to really get in there, and then Scott and I will do a live Zoom recording and draw the names for the brackets
with no pants on.
Without pants. It's summertime, Speedo.
Well, I don't have pants right now.
Nice.
I am also without pants.
I'm
That is awesome.
So, anyway,
and I would like to say real quick about the BRL. There are some fantastic drawings by Rob Ratliff.
Oh no!
Kudos.
I haven't looked yet.
Catfish Rob.
Absolutely.
Is it the one with the horse peeing?
It was like he is peeing. The other one's taking a crap.
Hold on. Don't go.
If I actually had a shirt that said a Catfish Rob, bad to the bone, I would wear it.
Matt, make that happen. It's going to go on the Iowa merch page.
Catfish Rob. Oh, man.
Yes.
That reminds me, Double R will be defending against Sena Lucha, which is probably going to score terrible now because I just had a good 501, so he's going to probably tank and be like 488 next cycle. Easy come, easy go. Rob, thanks for those drawings. I know it takes a lot out of you to do the drawings with your hands hurting, so thanks a lot. We appreciate that. We love seeing artwork. And
I wish more people drew stuff.
Yeah, I mean it.
Big Bad Bob.
It's fun to see people do artwork because it means you're taking the time. Back in the UNL days, this was about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was. When we started up, I had a couple of wrestlers and I used to draw pictures of them, and I didn't tell anybody who I ran them. I should do that again just to mess with people. But anyways, that is what's going on in Iowa. I'm putting Iowa otherwise. What we will do is we'll try to, Scott and I will get together, normal with our Skype calls or messenger calls, and get some more, I would say, carrots or alerts for getting people to join events, because June 4th will be here soon, and June 4th is our next cycle. It's also my birthday. So, hint, hint, Johnny B. I'll take that 503 now. It'll be a fun cycle. So this was a good. I mentioned earlier it was a good cycle because a lot of people scored high. But the counter side of that is you have a lot of guys who score high that don't get a belt, and that's a bummer. But I think the BRL had 4, 5, 16s.
Oof.
So it's not just about having the highest score, and that way you also have the right flow. So it makes it even more challenging. And somebody in one of the chats earlier was like, "Boy, it really is hard to be good at like, all different types of like, matches." It's like, yeah, that's the idea.
You figure if you average a 495, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna win most of the time.
Yeah, and I will say this: if you're in the NWL, it really is a good thing to have 3 wrestlers to learn strategies and flowing and everything else. Because I've seen a lot of players over the years who didn't do well in the NWL, but like had fun playing, but would take a belt every so often, and then they get into like an IWL or a BRL or any
crushed.
Right, and they're shut out, and it's like when you go like 4 or 5 months without a belt, like any belt at all, it's frustrating. And we're here to help. That's why we have the workshop. And if you want us to help talk shop with you, we can do one-offs and do that and help that way too. But I know it can be a lot to take on. I always use the example. It's the poster at the mall with the orange fuzz. It's actually a dolphin jumping over a sailboat into a black hole or something. I don't know. But always feel free to ask us for help or advice. We're happy to get involved. And so that's all I guts tonight.
All right, man. I dig it. I sure do. There it is. I'll get that tattooed on my back. Oh wait, put that back up. No one saw it. So go. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Here, can you see it now?
Yeah. Much better.
All right, that's the IWAR Play IWA at the bottom. I thought I'd add that. It was a little fun addition.
Johnny B, if I get an IWA tattoo on my back, will I get free matches for life? Just show it off when I'm at the beach.
Yeah. I should say, too, we're happy to announce that we have 100 subscribers to the IWAR Gold Strategy Workshop,
That's good.
which
That's good.
is horrifying, but that's great. Hey, all right,
cool.
cool.
Any Russian bots with that or no?
At least one. Somebody posted like a couple of shows ago, free, show us your bobs type thing.
Oh, free nudes.
Free nudes. It's called Google. Yeah.
Well, I used to sell them, but now it's come out for free. It's okay.
Nice.
Well, we could put the IWA workshop on OnlyFans next, though. You can get some money on that.
That's right.
And then Mike and Matt can do it in the...
Happy to help.
All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Scott, for Matt, I'm Alex G. Have a good night.
Woo! Woo!